Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna, I welcome all of you for today's a special class on Bhakti Vedanta studies. So hopefully we all try to finish the things as for our commitment. So today we are going to start 11th canto 15th chapter. So it is about description of mystic yoga perfections. Okay, yes, thank you. Yes, mystic yoga perfections. So that means in the last class we have seen, in yesterday's class, so how the mumukshu is trying to do the Ashtanga yoga. So how he did? He first, so what he did first of all, he tried to do first of all controlling his senses through pranayam. That means before that he also became stable in sitting, asana, jitasanaha. He became perfect himself in. So sitting at fixed place in the fixed way without any disturbance. So then after that he did the pranayam, puraka, kumbhaka, rechaka. These are the different activities. And then after that, so he brought the om from the Muladhara chakra to the heart. And then after that he so did the pranayam, and by that he is able to control the senses. So controlling the senses and mind, then he started seeing the, so by focusing on his heart. So he saw Paramatma, so whose form is beautifully explained there, and keep on meditating on the Paramatma. Then finally he started meditating on the space which is there in the heart. Then so from there also he so took out his attention and he kept his attention, that means on the Brahman. So in that Akasha there is Brahma Jyoti. So in that Brahma Jyoti he fixed. Then finally he became one with the Brahman. So this is the system is explained. So after doing the dharana and further proceeding, that means in this process dharana, dhyana, samadhi, these are the different steps. So while further proceeding, so that means after from the dharana, there will be so many secondary products used to come. So those are known as siddhis. Siddhis in the Ashtanga Yoga, those siddhis, so is being explained here. Why these siddhis are being explained here? What is the use for a devotee? What is the intention of the Krishna? He wants to promote the siddhis? No. Why he is explaining here these siddhis? The reason is, so one should not get attraction for the siddhis. So one should know what are the things who are going to come. Otherwise, they may think that this is also so Krishna's properties and it is also Krishna consciousness. Maybe he may get the attraction and he may think that using the siddhis in the service of the people, so that let me so do this like that. He may get the deviation, then that's why it is very much important to know what are the side products and what is the main product and where we have to focus and where which we should leave, that we should know. So that's why it is very important to know about the siddhis. Okay. So now we'll be studying the various siddhis by meditating on the which upadhi of the Lord, and you'll be getting the what kind of siddhi that we'll be discussing. That's all this whole chapter is. So about the siddhis, and so what we have to do, we have to read the sloka and translation, sloka and translation, sloka and translation, and finish. Okay, 1 hour is enough. Commentary also is not telling about much. Don't worry. Okay, Sri Bhagavan. Yuktasya Jitashvasasya Yoginah Mayi Dharayatascheta Upatishtanti Siddhayaha.
The
So,
Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Uddhava, the mystic perfections of yoga are acquired by a yogi who has conquered his senses, studied his mind, conquered the breathing process, and fixed his mind on me.
yeah. So when Siddhi started coming, so in the pranayam it will come? No. In pratyahar it will come? No. When it will come? Dharana. So dharana, that means pranayam, pratyahar, next step is what? Dharana. From dharana, so they will be coming from the dharana onwards. They started coming from dharana onwards. So that's why it is said here. Dharananusrutayaha. Chetaha. So dharayataha. From dharana, so this siddhis. Siddhayaha upadishtanti. Kada upadishtanti? So dharana avaste. Dharana avaste upadishtanti. When one reached to the dharana stage, then it will come. Then those will come. So just a chapter summary from the Sridhar Swami. So Swamiji is saying, Tataha panchadashe prokta siddhaya dharananugaha. Dharananugaha. When you become perfect in dharana, then siddhis started comes. So if you want to get these so many siddhis, then you do. Control your mind. Pranayam, pratyahar. Okay. Sri Vishnu pada samprapta avantarayataya mataha. Avantarayataya mataha means these are all secondary products. These are not main products. From the dharana onwards, you'll be getting. Even in the bhakti also you'll get. So when after another nivritti keep on continuing. So in the ruchi stage, then so many things. Even in the bhajanagiri, anishtita bhajanagiri also tarangarangini. Tarangarangini means what? So many different name, fame. Your name is shining like anything. You are the like a public speaker. Wow, it's a motivational speaker. Thousands of YouTube followers. Lakhs of YouTube followers and so much money, and everyone, rich people are coming and doing the salam Hare Krishna. Why? You are great. Then, this is also success of bhakti. Then you will fail. What is success of bhakti? That's a deep love with the Lord. Deep love, not these silly things, simple things. These are all name, fame. So maybe we didn't get that, so we say silly. But when we get, then we'll come to know actually. Anyway, because we didn't get, then we say that's a poor man always say simple life is always nice. But when he given the all opulence, then he should say simple life is best. Then we have to say that. So anyway, we are not qualified, but Shastra is saying. Okay, I am saying from Shastra, not from my experience. Okay. Okay, let's. Okay, main point what you have to understand. These siddhis are following the dharana. Dharananugaha. Okay, this is the main point you should understand. When onward siddhis start coming in the 8 limbs of the Ashtanga, that is clear. So chalo, next sloka. Right. Page to chipaka. Sri Uddhava Uvacha Kaya Dharanaya Kasit Katam Va Siddhirachyuta Kativa Siddhayo Bruhi Yoginam Siddhido Bhavan.
Sri Uddhava said, my dear Lord Achyuta, by what process can mystic perfection be achieved, and what is the nature of such perfection? How many mystic perfection are there? Please explain these things to me. Indeed, you are the bestower of all mystic perfections.
On meditating on which? Dharana means meditation. So fixing the mind. By fixing mind on which? So then what kind of siddhi we will get? This he is asking. So that is the point. Kaya dharanaya kasvit katam va siddhirachyuta. Kati, how many siddhis are there? There, tell me now first. Bruhi yoginam. So how many siddhis are there?
Abhi batao.
So yes. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Siddhayoshtadasha Prokta Dharana Yoga Paragai Tasam Astau Mat Pradhana Dashaiva Gunahetavaha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said that master of the yoga system have declared that there are 18 types of mystic perfection and meditation, of which 8 are primary, having their shelter in me, and 10 are secondary, appearing from the material abode of goodness.
Material
Material
mode
mode
of
of
goodness. Okay, then how many are there? 18 are there. My dear Uddhava, there are 18. In that 18, 8 are main and remaining 10 are secondary. Appearing from the material abode of goodness. These are all coming out of goodness. So we have to read the purport because it's very important. So then you'll understand what is this siddhis, why these siddhis are sheltered in the Lord, mat pradanaha, why it is said. So what is the difference? So Lord is also having the siddhis, and here in the middle world, yogi is also getting the siddhis. Is there any difference? What that siddhis and this siddhis? That will understand from the purport. Okay, I am reading the purport. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the word mat pradhanaha as follows. Lord Krishna is naturally the shelter of the 8 primary mystic potencies and meditations, because such perfections emanate from the Lord's personal potency. That means these 8 Ashtasiddhis are directly emanating from. That means yogis, whatever Ashtasiddhis they are getting, they are also spiritual. You may get doubt because they are all emanating directly from the Lord. Are they also spiritual? Now let us see. So, Lord's personal potency, and thus they are fully developed only within the Lord himself. That means since they are emanating from the Lord, so the full perfection of these 8 siddhis are possible in only Lord. Okay, in the Lord. So Lord himself and the Lord's personal associates, otherwise in the pure devotees. When, that means Parshadas, when materialistic persons mechanically acquire such potencies, but yogis, what they are doing, they are trying to, they are not naturally existing in yogis, but these are naturally existing in bhaktas and the Lord. So these are all, that means artificially achieved by the yogis. So okay, when materialistic persons mechanically acquire such potencies, the perfections awarded are of inferior degree and are considered to be manifestation of Maya, illusion. So whatever the yogis are getting in this material world by doing the Ashtanga Yoga, those siddhis are not like the siddhis. That means not that many characteristics are having those which are there in the Lord. So they are having magnanimous characteristics, but they are having inferior characteristics, and also they are out of material Maya. So like in the material world also bliss is there. In the material world, pleasure is there or not? Pleasure is there. But spiritual world also pleasure is there. What is the difference? That is out of the spiritual energy. This is out of Maya. And this is just a reflection. And also, it is a portion of the real pleasure. There are the infinite pleasure is there in the spiritual. But here, there is very small portion. It's a reflection, and also in that reflection, very small portion of the pleasure we are getting. So similarly, siddhis also naturally are possible in the Krishna, and those are artificially acquired by the yogis, and those are out of, they are manifesting out of, so material potency, illusory potency. A pure devotee of the Lord automatically receives from the Lord wonderfully potencies to execute his devotional service. When you really progress in the devotion, when you want, then he will give the all the siddhis. You can 1 minute, you can do anything according to your service. Yes, वही चाहिए. Yes, Ramakrishna Prabhu also wants those. He's raising hands. No.
For your blessings, Prabhu. Whatever you give, I'll take.
Yes, for service. We ate dosas today. That's why too much water need is there. Material body, what should I do? Everyone drink water. Okay, you understood the difference between the Ashta Siddhis in the Lord and also Siddhis in the yogis. Okay, next. Let's go next sloka 4 to 5. Anima mahima murte laghima praptirindriyai prakamyam sruta drushteshu sakti preranamishita guneshvasango vashita yat kamastadavasyati etame siddhayah saumya ashtava utpatti kamata.
Among the 8 primary mystic perfections.
जोर से पढ़ो, एकदम दम रहना चाहिए. क्या है पी पढ़ो. नहीं तिरु तिरु आप पढ़ो, आधा पढ़िए उसके बाद नेक्स्ट चैप्टर उनको दे दो.
Among the 8 primary mystic perfection, the 3 by which one transforms one's own body or anima, becoming smaller than the smallest, mahima becoming greater than the greatest, and lahima becoming lighter than the lightest. Through the perfection of prapti, one acquires whatever one desires, and through prakamya siddhis, one either in and manipulate potencies of Maya, controlling potency called Vasita Siddhi. One is unimpeded by the 3 moods of nature. One who has acquired Kamya Vasita Siddhi can obtain anything from anywhere to the highest possible limit. My dear gentle Uddhava, these 8 mystic perfection are considered to be naturally existing and unexhaled within this world.
Yes, these are the 8 siddhis. Already Lord said that 8 siddhis are natural to him, and these 8 siddhis are spiritually existing in the Lord, and yogis also they are possible, but they are material, but having the inferior qualities, inferior characteristics. Okay, you understood the 8 siddhis. Okay, next. अनुर्मिमत्वं देह अनुर्मिमत्वं देहेऽस्मिन् दूरश्रवणदर्शनं मनोजवं कामरूपं परकाय प्रवेशनं स्वच्छन्दं मृत्योर्देवानां सह क्रीडानुदर्शनं यथा संकल्प संसिद्धिर् आज्ञा प्रतिहता गतिः.
The 10 secondary mystic perfections
Yes, we want
arising
10.
from the moods of nature
Hmm.
are the power of freeing oneself from hunger and thirst and other bodily disturbances, hearing and seeing things far away, moving the body at the speed of the mind, assuming any form one desires, entering the bodies of others, dying when one desires, witnessing the pastime between the demigods and the celestial girl called Apsaras, completely executing one's determination and gives order whose fulfillment is unimpeded.
So these are the different 10, total 18, 8 are over. Now next 10. The 10 secondary mystic perfections arising from the modes of nature are the powers of freeing oneself from hunger and thirst and other bodily disturbances. So these yogis generally they get this and that's why they are completely different from the away from the bodily urges. So freeing oneself from hunger and thirst, bodily disturbance, hearing and seeing the things far away, moving the body, entering into the bodies of others, dying when one desires, witnessing the pastimes between the demigods, the celestial girls, or movies. You can see movies, completely executing one's and completely executing one's determination, giving orders whose fulfillment is unimpeded. So yeah, so agna apratihata. So that means giving orders to others. Means order. You can just command them. Yeah, you do. Then they will do. So when you do tapasya, then all these some portion they will manifest when you maintain purity of in your devotion. So those will be coming. Next, त्रिकालग्नत्वमद्वन्द्वं परिचात्ताद्यभिघ्नता अग्न्यर्कां विषादीनां प्रतिष्ठाम्बो पराजयः एताश्चोद्देशतः प्रोक्ता योगधारणसिद्धयः Yaya dharanaya yasyad yata vasyan me.
The power to know past, present, and future, tolerance of heat, cold, and other duties, knowing the minds of others, checking the influence of fire, sun, water, poison, and so on, and remaining unconquered by others. This constitute five perfection of the mystic process meditation. I am simply listing this here characteristics. Now please learn from me how specific mystic perfections arise from specific meditation and also of the particular processes involved.
So he mentioned the 18, that means names. Now he is going to explain by meditating in the dharana process where you have to meditate to get what siddhi. So that is already Uddhava also asked. Katam syat. So kaya dharanaya kasvit katam va siddhirachyuta. So on meditating by what kind of dharana and what, so what kind of siddhi we are going to get, that he asked. So Lord is going to tell that. So if you want to get anima, you should meditate on this, then you'll get anima, like that. Okay, we are going to see that. Bhuta Sukshmatmanimaye Tanmatram Dharayen Manah Animanamavapnoti Tanmatropasako Mama.
One who sheep me in my atomic form, pervading all subtle elements, fixing his mind on that alone, obtains the mystic perfection called anima.
So what kind of upadhi you should, that means consider with the Lord. So he is in the all the small atoms. So we, on that kind of Lord, if you meditate, then you'll be getting the anima. 1 second, just 1 second. Commentary, let us see. ज्यादा भाव में जाएंगे तो मिस हो जाएगा. कुछ देखा मैंने. तत्तद्धारणा अभी सह विशेषतः निरूपयति यया इति यात् yavat samapti. Till ending of this chapter you will be seeing the 18 siddhis, how they are achieved by meditating on what we are going to see. Okay, so bhuta sukshma upadau mai tanmatram. Bhuta sukshma upadi, that means Lord in small atoms. That means in small atoms is the upadhi. So but Lord is not any upadhis, but just time being, like you see. So Paramatma is Paramatma. There is the, in the 3rd chapter of 2nd canto. So Sridhar Swami, what is saying? So akama sarvakama moksha kama udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Here purusha means he took nirupadik purusha, and before Paramatma is sopadik purusha. So yes or no? Why Paramatma is sopadik purusha? Why? That means in the 2nd sloka we are saying nirupadik purusha and sopadik purusha. Why? You remember this? When we use this, tell me. 2nd canto, okay. When we use this concept to establish what? You remember? Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranayate malam apashyat purusham purnam. There purusha we want to say who? Krishna purusha, nirupadik purusha. So how to take that is the nirupadik purusha? By referring the Sridhar Swami's commentary on this. पूरा भूल गए एक्चुअली, कुछ भी याद नहीं. वेरी गुड. पढ़ाइए आप लोग नहीं पढ़ाएंगे तो कुछ नहीं याद रहेगा. Teach to others. If you want to teach, tell me, I will give the teaching opportunities. Okay, so here the point is what I want to establish. There in that sloka we are about to this, that means Rajyakamo manun devan nirritim tvabicharan yaje kama kamo yaje somam akama purusham param. In this sloka, purusham means Paramatma. That means Paramatma is also Sridhar Swami saying sopadikam. That means sopadikam means along with upadhi. Why is, but Paramatma is not at all having any upadhis, but still why we are saying the upadikam, sopadikam? Because he is called here as a Purusha because he is controlling so Maya and Jiva. So Maya, Jiva, Nintrata Shakti, he is holding there. Saying So that's why you are identifying him with the some designation. Upadhi means designation. You are giving designation to the Lord there. So that's why he is so upadhika. Nirupadhika means Krishna is nirupadhika. He doesn't have any designations. He is free from the designations. So that is a nirupadhika purusha. So like this, Lord in the atom is upadhika purusha. It's not that the Lord is getting the upadhi like us, like body. It's no. But since he is now in the such a condition, so that's why you are saying him as sopadhika. So if you meditate Lord in an atom, that means you are meditating on the Lord, but considering what? He is in a smaller than the smallest atom. So like that, if you meditate, then what you will get? What siddhi you will get? Anima. So okay, next. Okay, we'll go to the next. Also lagima. Lagima for lagima what? On what he should meditate for the lagima? Lighter than Kala Sukshmardatam Yogi Lagimanam. Acha, is it 11 over here? 10 finished. Acha. मायदे तो चले जा रहे हैं एकदम. Okay, next 11. Mahattatvatmani mayi yatha samstam manodhadat mahimanam avapnoti bhutanam cha prutak prutak. Translation.
One who absorbs his mind in the particular form of the Mahat Tattva and thus meditates upon me as the supreme soul of the total material existence achieved the mystic perfection called Mahima. By further absorbing the mind in the situation of each individual element, such as sky, air, fire, and so on, one progressively acquires the greatness of each material elements.
What kind of siddhi is getting? Mahatattva, and also from Mahatattva, there are so many elements are coming. Total 22 elements will come from the Mahatattva. So first Prakriti. So Prakriti is the active state is known as Pradhana. From that Pradhana, first Mahatattva is coming from the Mahatattva. So many other elements are coming. And if you consider, that means if you see, if you meditate on the Lord who is possessing this energy, like that if you meditate on the Lord, then you'll be getting the other kinds of the what kind of siddhi? Mahima. Mahima siddhi you'll be getting. Anima is over. Now Mahima. So Mahima means what? In Mahima siddhi, what happens? So bigger than the biggest. So one transform, one word body or Anima, and becoming smaller than the smallest, and Mahima becomes greater than the greatest. So that's why for that you should meditate on the Mahat Tattva. Mahat is the biggest one, na? In this. So total, sum total. So from Mahatva, everything is coming. First to Prakriti to the first product of the Prakriti is what? Mahat. So from the Mahat, so there are the different elements are coming. So if you meditate on the Mahat, so along with Mahat, Lord also. Only Mahat is not. That's why particularly form of Mahat Tattva and thus meditate upon me. That means you are meditating on the Lord through Mahat Tattva. Or otherwise considering Mahat Tattva as Upadhi. Or otherwise Shakti of the Lord. Like that. Then you will get. Anima over. Mahima is over. Next. Paramanumaye chittam bhutanam mayi ranjayan kala sukshmyardhatam yogi lagimanam avapnuyat.
I exist within everything, and I am therefore the essence of the atomic constituents of material elements. By attaching his mind to me in the form, the yogi may achieve the perfection called Lagima, by which he realizes the subtle atomic substance of time.
Yes. So now, Lagima, Anima, Mahima, and next one is Lagima. So lighter than the lightest. Paramanu maye chittam bhutana mai ranjayan kala sukshmardhatam yogi. So what is here? Where he should meditate? So Lord is existing in all the atoms. By attaching his mind to me in this form. That means the yogi may achieve the perfection of Lagima. That means like in the Anima is also what? In Anima and Lagima, what is the Anima and so Lagima, what is the difference in these two? Tell me. In Anima and in Lagima.
One is to become smaller than the smallest, that is Anima.
And one is lighter than the Light it.
Lighter than the lightest.
Sakalah paramanurvayo bhungte paramanutam. Kala parimanoupadi rupatam iti lagutvam. Kala sukshmardatam. That means he is meditating on the Lord with what upadi? With the upadi of what? Time. Kala paramanu Time. Time is the time on the atom is the upadi. Upadi for the Lord. In the anima, Lord is in the atom, like that. Upadi means you should see, it's not elaborate process is explained here. How to get, how to do, just so what kind of upadi and what yogi should meditate, what kind of siddhi he will get, that briefly it is said. So that's that much only we'll read. Okay, we'll go further. We should not break our heads here. So because we are not going to get all these siddhis also. Yeah. So yeah. So first of all, just to know this siddhis and this kind of upadhi is there with the Lord, and then if you meditate on that Lord, then you'll get this. This is the funda. You remember this, and then just dodo. So dharayan mayyaham tatve mano vaikarike khilam sarvendriyanam atma tattvam prapti prapnoti manmana.
Fixing his mind completely in me within the elements of false ego generated from the moods of goodness, the yogi obtains the power of mystic acquisition, by which he becomes the proprietor of the senses of living entities. He obtains such perfection because his mind is absorbed in me.
So now we have upadhi for the Lord what? Aham tattvam, ahankara. So vaikarikopadhi. So ahankara is out of rajoguna. Sattva actually. So sattva. Mahati is out of rajas. So vaikariki is the ahankara is having the three. So sattvika ahankara, rajasika, tamasika. So in that vaikarika ahankara means sattvika ahankara. Yes, ahankara is having three or not. So tamasika ahankara is going to give the pancha tanmatras and pancha mahabhutas. Rajasika ahankara gives so buddhi and pancha gnanendriyas and pancha karmendriyas. Vaikariki are the sattvika ahankara gives the so mind and the controlling deities of the senses. Okay. So now on what thing he has to meditate? Vaikariki ahankara. That means in the sattvika ahankara you should take as a upadhi for the Lord, and taking sattvika ahankara as a upadhi to the Lord means Lord, like you see Lord through this ahankara. That means Lord is doing the actions through this. What kind of actions he does? On that he should meditate. Like you see, Brahmaji is also Gunavatar of the Lord. Yes or no? So he is controlling the so the Rajoguna, and Shiva is also Gunavatar of the Lord. So and Vishnu is also Gunavatar or not? Yes, he is also Gunavatara. Gunavatara is three, and he is also so controlling the Sattva. If you see Lord as a controller of the Sattva, that is nothing but seeing the Lord with the upadhi. So Lord being a controller of the Sattva, he is maintaining, that means Titir Vaikunta Vijayaha. He is maintaining the properties and characteristics of the each and every element of this universe. Water is quenching the thirst, because that property is there. Who is maintaining that? Who is maintaining? Lord is maintaining through Sattva. So that means if you see the Lord as a controller of Sattva, then you are seeing Lord with the upadhi of Sattva. So like that, if you see Lord with the Sattvika Ahankara, that means he's a controller of the Sattvika Ahankara, then it is seeing the Lord with the Sattvika Ahankara. Then what you will get? What you will get? Tell me. What siddhi he is going to get? Prapti siddhi you will be getting. Praptim prapnoti manmana. Is over? Is clear? Next, Mahatyatmani yasutre dharayenmai manasam prakamyam parameshtyam me vindate vyakta janmanaha.
One who concentrates all mental activities in me as the super soul of that phases of the Mahat Tattva, whose manifest the chain of fruitive activities obtained from me, whose appearance is beyond material perception, the most excellent mystic perfection called Prakamya.
Prakamya siddhi. So is achieved. How to achieve? On what one should meditate? So Mahati Atmani, super soul. That means Yah Sutre Dharayan Mai Manasam. That means one who concentrates all mental activities in me has a super soul of that phase of Mahatattva. So which manifests the chain of fruitive activities up. So that means Lord is Paramatma, pervading in everything, and He is sanctioning everything. So on that feature of the Lord, if you meditate, then you will be get the Prakamya Siddhi. That means whatever you want, so that you will get. That is known as Prakamya Siddhi. Okay. That means Kriya Shakti Pradhanam Mahatattvam Sutram Tad Upado Mayi Same Parameshtya Sarvotkrushtam Prakashyam Vindate Katam Bhutasya Avyaktat Janma Jasya Yasya Tasya Sutrasya Tadupadehe. So here Kriya Shakti Pradhanam Mahatattvam Sutram Tadupado. So Kriya Mahatattva Vidhi Kriya Tattvam. So Kriya Shakti Upadhi. Otherwise, simple funda actually. Paramatma is the sanctioner of everything, and so in that way, if you meditate on the Paramatma, then you will get the Prakamya Siddhi. Then go to the next sloka, 15th sloka. Vishnu Trayadhishware Chittam Dharayet Kala Vigrahe Saishi Tattvam Avapnoti Kshetragna Kshetra Chodanam.
One who places his consciousness on Vishnu, the super soul, the prime mover and supreme lord of the external energy consisting of the three modes, obtain the mystic perfection of controlling other conditioned souls, their material bodies and their bodily designations.
So, what is the Siddhi here?
Ishitvam.
Ishatvam. Ishitvam Siddhi he is going to get. So this is Siddhi. Where to meditate? On Vishnu. Vishnu is the controller of everyone, all the demigods, everyone. So on that feature of the Lord, if you meditate, so then what will you be getting? You'll be getting the Ishatva Siddhi. Narayane Turiyakye Bhagavad Shabda Shabdite Manomaya Dadat Yogi Madharma Vashitamiyat.
The yogi who places his mind in my form of Narayana, known as the fourth factor, full of all opulences, become endowed with my nature and thus obtain the mystic perfection called Vashita.
So what is the Siddhi? Vashita is the Siddhi. One who is going to get. Meditating on what? On the Narayana. Who is the Turiya? Turiya means the fourth stage. That means Jagrati, Sapna, Sushupti and Turiya. That's the fourth stage where blissful state. So on that, if you meditate, then you will be getting the Vashita. Vashita, that means controlling of. Because Lord is all attractive. So Narayana is all attractive. So Bhagavad Shabdite, that means Bhaga. Bhaga means who is having all the appearances which are attracting everyone. Yes. Bhagavan Krishna is so attractive because he's having all six appearances. If he's not having those six appearances, anyone attracted for him? No. Those six appearances are not there, then nobody will be attracted. But gopis will be attracted. That is the point. The pure devotees, they get attraction. They don't see any Aishwarya. That is. Without seeing, initially that will be there. After that, they will forget everything. That is real. Without seeing any qualification, loving. So it's not that he is black and he didn't study, he 10th class pass, and like that someone thought he didn't love. Then that is just who is did the PhD and fair. If they love, then that is not a proper love actually. That's conditioned love. Lord want unconditional love without seeing anything. That is deep love. Thiru, you can find that's real love in only in with Krishna, not in this material world. In the material world, everyone love out of expectation, out of conditions. So yes or no? This is the conditioning state, conditional world, relative world. Everyone have their own expectations, and that's why they love mother, father, children, even mother also. Mother love is also conditioned. You can ask. Give the mic. Thiru, you want to speak something?
Rogini love also is conditioned.
Condition for what? Condition for his sons. Mataji, is it like that? Mother's love is also conditioned or not? We want to hear from you.
Mhm.
Or is unconditional?
There is no true love here, Prabhuji.
Yes. Even mother's love is also not true love, actually. They will be so some kind of frustration. Frustration is there is no love. Yes, yeah. In children also you can see everyone, even many times, but it is little bit better than the other love, but it's not the absolute love. Yes, na Prabhu Ramakrishna Prabhu. And the children also, our love is also some extent it is conditioned only, na.
Yes, Prabhuji. That's why we want to always put pressure on the children. You have to come first here. You have to do this one. You have to do that one. It's all conditional.
Yeah. So real unconditional love you can feel with the only one and only lover. So that's why we should always hanker for that real love. To understand that, you should hear Rasa Panchayajai again once. If you want, download it and give specially those lectures. Huh? Separately I'll give. I'll download those. So I'll give those. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Enough. Next. Nirgune Brahmani Mayi Dharayan Vishadam Manah Paramanandamapnoti Yatra Kamo Vasiyate.
One who fixes his pure mind on me in my manifestation as the impersonal Brahman obtains the greatest happiness, wherein all his desires are completely fulfilled.
Yes. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi Brahmagno Brahmanavritam Brahmaivatena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. So Brahma, everything Brahma. So that's why if you meditate on the Brahma, then you will become so fully free from the anxieties. What kind of siddhi this is? I think comment. अरे थोड़ा सा तो सुनिए भाई पूरा. श्याम बल्लम प्रभु कुछ है?
Kamavasitya, Prabhu.
Huh?
This is text 17. Kamavasitya.
Any commentary, Prabhu?
Yeah, it is there in the Krishna Chakravarti Thakur also. He says he attains supreme bliss in which all desires are attained. This supreme bliss is merging in Brahman according to Jiva Goswami. Then also we have Gaudiya Bhashya also. So even in the translation, I mean in the verse itself, it says no problem. Yatra Kamo Avasishyate.
Yes, Paramana Brahmananda will be getting. Nirguna Brahmane iti Brahma Sahajyamapi Siddhi Madhye Ganitam. So ultimately what he is saying, this Brahma Prapti is also one Siddhi. This is the point he is saying. कुछ तो बोलेंगे जरूर, हमारा आचार्य छोड़ेंगे नहीं, मौका मिल गया ना. So it is also one kind of Siddhi only.
Also in that purport it is mentioned, Prabhu, the last 2 lines. One who has personal desire is certainly within the material world, and on the material platform, the greatest happiness is Kamya Kamya Vasaita Siddhi, or the perfection of
Kama.
completely obtaining anything that one desires.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. It is also. That means material goodness, if you cultivate much, then you will be getting the Brahma Gnanam. Through that Brahma Gnanam, reaching the ultimately Brahma Prapti. So with a little bit Bhakti also needed. So that's why it is also considered. Any Siddhi process, attaining any Siddhi process, there is a need of Bhakti. Without Bhakti, no Siddhi process will give the result. That's obvious. So that's why here also Brahma Prapti is also one kind of Siddhi. By cultivating mode of goodness. So okay. श्वेतदीपपतौ चित्तं शुद्धे धर्ममये मयि धारयञ्चै सतां याति षड्मूर्तिरहितो नरः षड्मूर्मिरहितो नरः.
Yeah, human being as the religious principles, the personification of purity, and the Lord of Svetadeva obtains the pure existence in which he is freed from the 6 waves of material disturbance, namely hunger, thirst, decay, death, grief, and illusion.
Yeah. So first 8 Ashtasiddhis are over. Now we are going to start 10 other secondary siddhis. How the secondary siddhis are got. Okay. So that means free from the thirst, anger, this and that. So this is the one kind of siddhi. For that, where he should meditate? Svetadipa, Bhagavan. So then he will be getting this. Next, Mayyakashatmani prane manasa goshamudvahan tatropalabdha bhutanam hamso vacha shrunotyasau.
That purified living entity who fix his mind on the extraordinary sound vibration occurring within me as the personified sky, and the and total life here is then able to perceive within the sky the speaking of all living entities.
Sequence is given now. So 19. So that purified living entity who fixes his mind on the extraordinary sound vibrations occurring within me. Speech occurs by vibrating air within the sky. One who meditates on the Supreme Lord as the personified sky and air thereby acquires the ability to hear that which is vibrated at great distance. So that means dur ka sunna, ye bhi ek siddhi hai. Hearing the sounds which are very far. So forget that siddhi, you should meditate on the Lord who is nothing but personification of the sky. So the word prana indicates that the Lord is personified life here of the individual living entities and for the total aggregate of life forms. Ultimately, the pure devotees meditate on the total aggregate, the supreme vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and are thus able to hear the speech originating from liberated living entities far beyond the material universe. So, fixing on the sound vibration, personification of the sound vibration or sky. So then you'll be getting the siddhi. You can hear the sounds from which are from far which are in far distance. Next, chakshustvashtari samyojya tvashtaramapi chakshushi mam tatra manasadhayan vishwam pashyati duratah. Seeing the objects which are very far. Then for that, yeah.
Merging one's sight into the one's eye, would meditate on me as existing within the combination of sun and vision. Thus, one acquires the power of this power to see any distant thing.
You should fix your eye on the sun and sun in your eye, and like that you should see in the sun, Lord in that sun, Surya Narayana. Then you will acquire the ability to see the things from far distance. మనోమయి సుసంయోజ్య దేహం తదను వాయునా మద్ధారణానుభావేన తత్రాత్మయత్ర వై మనః.
The yogi who completely absorbs his mind in me and who then makes as the use of the wind that follows the mind to absorb the material body in me obtains through the potency of meditation on me the mystic perfection by which his body immediately follows his mind
So
wherever it goes.
yeah, getting the siddhi of what? Traveling with the speed of mind. So that you will be getting. So by meditating on deham tadanu vayuna madharana, that means the Lord as personification. Vayu. Tad anuvayuna indicates that the particular subtle air that follows the mind. When yogi merges this air together with the body and mind in Krishna by potency of meditation of the Lord. Okay. Next. Yada mana upadaya yadyat rupam babhushati tattad bhaven mano rupam madyoga balamashrayah.
When the yogi applying his mind in a certain way desire to assume a particular form, that form immediately appears. Such the mind in the shelter of my inconceivable mystic potency by which I assume innumerable forms.
So Lord's in what Lord's potency should meditate? So Lord's potency of taking the different avatars. So on that potency, if you meditate, then you'll be getting the siddhi of taking the kamarupa, any form. Then woman, female, dog, cat, like that you can also. Next, parakayam vishan siddha atmanam tatra bhavayet pindam hitva pashye vishet prano vayubhuta shadangrivrata.
When a perfect yogi desires to enter another's body, he should meditate upon himself within the other body and then giving up his own gross body. He should enter the other's body through the pathway of air as early as a bee leaves one flowers and flies into another.
Parakaya pravesh. So this when perfectly desires to enter in another's body, he should meditate upon what? Himself within the other body. He should meditate himself in other body. So that means body he should take and meditating that he is there in that. Then he will go there. Like this. Yes. Next. Pashan, what is that? Parshnya Pidyap Gudam Pranam Hrudara Kantamurdhasu Aropya Brahmarandrena Brahmanam.
Yogi who has achieved the mystic perfection called
Swachanda Mrityu.
yes, blocks the anus with the heel of the foot and then lifts the soul from the heart to the chest, to the neck, and finally to the head, situated within the Brahmarandra. The yogi then gives up his material body and guides the spirit soul to the selected destination.
This is also one Swachanda Mrityu. That means you have to first close your Gudam. That means evacuating point with the one asana, special asana. That means your toe will kept there. That means like bottle. So fixing. So it means no air go from the downside. Otherwise, life air goes downside. Then Atma also leave from the Gudam. Then you'll be going to the lower planets. And what dwara you'll be living? That is very important. Brahmarandram. You just break this kapala and go out from here. Then that is perfection. You'll go to the higher planets. Mataji sleeping.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
You are sick actually. Take rest, Mataji. Take rest.
No, I'm listening, Prabhuji.
You are tireless fighter. So tireless listener, finally. And in the next life, you will be tireless speaker. In next life, huh? Or in this life only in the next phase. I don't want you to have next life, but in this next In the next phase, Mataji, you should speak hours and hours, like how you are hearing hours and hours now.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You should get that kind of energy. Really. Your dedication is so wonderful. Okay, so then one has to close this evacuation point, the evacuation hole with the heel. So anus with the heel of the foot. So that means not the toe, but the heel, this backside portion that he should use so that it will tight. And then, why Tirumala laughing actually? You don't need to worry about this. You will be Vishnu Dutas, they are coming. No, Krishna from the Krishna Lok, they will be coming, not Vishnu Dutas. They will coming and taking you in the Pushpak Viman. They will make you to sit there and shh. You don't need to practice all this. Okay, don't worry. So then lift the soul from the heart. Is the heart. So here heart from the chest till the chest. So then take it to the up to the neck and finally to head. And then from the Brahmarandhana, just to break the Brahmarandhana and leave. In the Shat yoga process, so that means that yogis, when leaving the body, so that means Krama Mukti and Sadhya Mukti you have studied, I think, in the second chapter of the second canto. So there you will be seeing this, how to do, that means Shat yoga and leaving this body and traveling to the various planets. And finally, so breaking the Brahmanda and so crossing the Brahmanda and so going and merging into the Vishnu, so Mahavishnu. So that we have seen the same way. So this is also one kind of siddhi. That means getting the death based upon desire. Next, viharishan surakride matsam sattvam vibhavayet vimane nopatishtanti sattva-vritti surastriyaha. Yes.
The yogi who desire to enjoy in the pleasure gardens of the demigods should meditate on the purified mood of goodness which is situated within me, and then the heavenly woman generated from the mood of goodness will approach him in aeroplanes.
Tirumala, why you are laughing? The yogi who desires to enjoy in the pleasure gardens of the demigods should meditate on the purified mode of goodness. If you meditate on the mode of goodness, for what? For pleasure, he wants to enjoy with the damsels. So which is situated within me. That means goodness is in the Lord. That means he's the controller of the Lord. So, and then the heavenly woman generated. Then beautiful women are produced. Then he can spend the time with them in the different gardens of heaven.
Nandan.
Yes, generated from the mode of goodness. Will approach him in airplanes. Yatha sankalpayet buddhya yada va matparah puman mai satye mano yunjan tatha tat samupashnute.
A yogi who has faith in me, observing his mind in me, and knowing that my purpose is always fulfilled, will always achieve his purpose by the very means he has determined to follow.
So next what? Yatha sankalpayet buddhya. Yatha. So finally all Ashtasiddhis are over. Ashtadash Siddhis are over. 10, 8 plus 10. Now finally he's saying what? Hey, Uddhav, whatever you want, you meditate on me. I will give everything. Don't worry. This is akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo udaradihi. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So whatever you want, my dear Arjuna, my dear Uddhava, so you'll get. Matstam matmurti rupam suddham sattvam. 26, na? So yadava akalepi yathava iti. If you have faith and if you worship the Lord, whatever you want, that you will get. This is what? Sakama Bhakti. Sakama Karma Mishra Bhakti. Yo vai madbhavamanna ishiturvashituh puman kutascinna vinhanyeta tasya chagna yatha mama.
A person who perfectly meditates on me acquires my nature of being the supreme ruler and controller. His order, like mine, can never be frustrated by any means.
Yeah, finally what he's saying in 27. Madbhavam, bhavanam, ishituhu, samsara niyantuhu, vashituhu, tasya swatantrasya cha iti tadupaditvam darshitam. That means a person who perfectly meditates on me acquires my nature, being the, that means anima, salokya, sarupya, sarushti, and sa.
Samipya, Prabhu.
He
Is
is
it Samipya?
what kind of form? Madbhava mapanna, ishituhu vashituhu puman. So what kind of, this is also one kind of liberation. So what is that? Madbhava means madbhavanam ishituhu mane samsara niyantuhu vashituhu tasya swatantrasya cha iti upaditvam darshitam. So they will be getting the nature like Lord. That means I think it can be the sarupya and sache. That means sarishti also you can take here. So that kind of liberation they will be getting. Vishwanath gave something on this. Didn't you, na? 27. What is it? Mattaha sakshat bhavam dhyata dhyanatishayena ईशितृत्वं वशयितृत्वं va mattah कीदृशात् ईशितुः वशितुः सर्वान् वशितुः वशीकर्तुः न भिन्येत न विहिता भवेत् इति अप्रतिह. Okay, so only thing is one will become the controller like the Lord if you meditate on the Lord as a controller. Simply that is okay. So next, madbhaktya shuddha sattvasya yogino dharana vidah tasya traikaliki buddhir janma mrityu pabrumhita.
A yogi who has purified his existence by devotion to me and who thus expertly knows the process of meditation obtains knowledge of past, present, and future. He can therefore see the birth and death of himself and others.
Yeah, a yogi who has purified his existence by devotion to me and who thus expertly knows the process of meditation. So knowing the past, present, and future, that will happen. Madbhaktya Suddha Sattvas Yogino Dharana Vidha. So what is the speciality in this? So atra param kshudraha dharana vidha iti trikalagneswara dharana suchita traikaliki trikala vastu vishaya janma mrityu upabrumhita janma marana yoropi upabrumhita buddhimeva praptava. So traikaliki Bhagavan, that means Lord as Trikalagneshwara Dharana. That means Lord is knower of past, present, and future. So on that feature of the Lord, if you meditate, then you will also becoming the knower of past and present and future. That's the Traikalagnaha. That means Lord is knower of past, present, and future. So with that upadhi, if you meditate on the Lord, then you will be also knowing the past, present, and future. Next, Agnyadivirna hanyeta muner yogamayam vapu madyoga shanta chittasya yada samudakam yatha.
Just as the bodies of aquatics cannot be injured by water, similarly, the body of a yogi whose consciousness is pacified by devotion to me and who is fully developed in yoga science cannot be injured by fire, sun, water, poison, and so forth.
How to get the body which is not affected by fire, water, poison, so on so. So that is given here. So just as the bodies of aquatics cannot be injured by water, similarly. So how to get this? by devotion to me. So what is said here? 29. Na? So Agnyadi Sarvo Upaghata Shunyah Bhagavan Ityevam Bhuta Dhyana Yogena. That means Lord's body is transcendental and it is not affected by the fire, water. Nainam Chindanti Sastrani Nainam Dahati. That means it is not burned by the fire. It is not killed, cut by the weapons. So like that, if you meditate on that feature of the Lord, then you will be getting the body which is not so diminished by these all pancha mahabhutas. Okay, next madvibhutira vidhyayan srivatsa sravibhushita dvajata patravyjanaihi sabhavet parajitah.
My devotees become unconquerable by meditating on my opulent incarnations, which are decorated with Srivatsa and various weapons and are endowed with imperial paraphernalia such as flags, ornamental umbrellas, and fans.
So here what is said? Tadeva tasya okay. Mad vibhuti mad avataran sadvajati sadvajadibihi sahitah bhavet aparachitah bhavet iti aparajaya namni siddhi. That means you will unconquerable. That means no one will defeat. Such a siddhi you will get when you meditate on the Lord along with his flags and also along with his vibhutis. Lord is the possessor of the various kinds of the vibhutis, means powers. So like that, if you meditate on the Lord, then you will be also getting the victory all the time. You will be victorious. No one can defeat. Such a siddhi you will be getting. So next, Upasakasya mamevam yoga dharanaya mune siddhaya purvakatitha upatishthantya sheshatah.
A learned devotee who worships me through yoga meditation certainly obtains in all respect the mystic perfection that I have described.
Wow. A learned yogi, a learned devotee who worships me through yoga meditation certainly obtains all respects of mystic perfection that I have for my devotee, for my unalloyed pure devotee. So these all siddhis are chutki. Those will be coming, but nobody will accept. No one. So you will ask, then you are not pure devotee, you will not get. Anyabhilashta sunyam gnana karma dhanavrutam. If you desire anything from the Lord, any siddhi, then you are not pure devotee. Then you will not get. If you don't desire, you will get. So this is the nature actually. If you don't want, everything you will get. If you want, you will not get. This is the nature. This is the material nature. Also spiritual also. Even if you want dhoti kurta, you will not get. Okay. Okay. Jitendriyasya dantasya jitaswasatmano mune madharanam dharayatah kasa siddhi sudarlabha.
For a sage who has conquered his senses, breathing, and mind, who is self-controlled and always absorbed in meditation on me, what mystic perfection could possibly be difficult to achieve?
अरे ये तो क्वेश्चन है भाई. What mystic perfection could possibly be difficult to achieve? ऐसा बोलना है. क्वेश्चन थोड़ा एक्सप्रेशन दे दो. ऐसा बोलने स्टेटमेंट कीजिए ऐसा. So okay, next, what is that? 32. दान्तस्य संयत मनसः जितः श्वासः आत्मा व्यावहारिकः स्वभावस्येन. That means for a sage who has conquered his senses, breathing and mind, who is self-controlled and always absorbed in meditation on me, what mystic. So such a, that means peaceful devotee. So who is completely satisfied and no material anxiety or excitement. So fully peaceful. So no material desires. All mind senses are fully conquered. Always meditate on the Krishna. So for him, what is impossible to achieve? What is impossible for him to achieve? Everything he can. Antarayan vadantyeta yunjato yogamuttamam maya sampadyamanasya kalakshapana hetavaha.
Learned experts in devotional service state that the mystic perfection of yoga that I have mentioned are actually impediments and are a waste of time for one who is practicing the supreme yoga by which one achieve all perfection in life directly from me.
Wow, this is, ये सुनने के अच्छा लगता है, क्योंकि जैसे हम लोगों को मिले भी नहीं, फिर भी ये सुन के अच्छा लगता है. Because anyway we don't get that. We'll feel that yes, we are not getting and we are pure devotees. We don't want. We don't want, we say, because we are not getting. Like a poor man says that I donated everything. See, you so simple life. I am living very simple. Like that. We can satisfy by by this sloka.
అందని ద్రాక్ష చాలా పుల్లగా ఉంటుంది ప్రభు.
Andani draksha. Yes, yes, yes. Grapes are sour. Yeah, Ramakrishna was also from Telugu. You don't know? All Telugu team. My Madhuri Kadambini and all Telugu. कहाँ है आचार्य का? कुछ देखते हैं. बड़ा आचार्य क्या कह रहे हैं? बड़े साहब. मया संपद्यमानस्य मद्रूपाम एवा संपत्तिमिच्छितः इत्यर्थः. अतएव ब्रह्म सायुज्यमपि अस्य अंतरायः स्याद् इति युक्तमेव तत्र गणितम् उत्तमं निष्कामं भक्ति योगम. So that means how they see all these siddhis are obstacles for their pure devotion. So that's why they don't want this. Maya sampadyamanasya kalakshapana hetavaha. That means they are all waste of the time. So by which one achieves all perfections. Okay. Waste of time for one who is practicing supreme yoga. So for person who is practicing supreme yoga means pure devotional service. For him, this is simply waste of the time. This is this. So to say this, he explained all this. That means these things you should not get attraction for all this. To know this, that's the ultimate goal of this chapter is. So all this you should know what you should not desire. That you will come to know actually. So that's the point. Otherwise, sometimes we think I should get some siddhi, so I will make everyone devotee by that siddhi. Sometimes we get. Or otherwise, if I get siddhis, then I can just do some miracles and everyone will become followers of me and I can engage him in the Krishna consciousness. Is it like that? Is it possible like that? Is it like that, Tirumala? Chamatkaralu juyinchi. So by showing this kind of siddhis, so you can get the lot of following. Just by producing the vibhuti itself, that man got so much wealth. Trucks of gold he got. That supreme supreme God. Who is that? Puttaparthi Sai Baba. Baba photo is still it is there. Still people are worshipping. Just vibhuti, just keeping some powder here. We could. And by seeing that vibhuti, everyone is attracted. Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao used to go. Our Narasimha Rao. Yes. So this is the thing is going to was happening. So that's why by siddhis actually you may get this kind of allurement, but actually the pure devotional service will come by hearing purely the Lord's pastimes. No other siddhis can bring the pure devotional service. Only the Shravanam Kirtanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. यदि सिद्धि से सब कुछ भक्त बन जाते तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु करके दिखा देते हैं उस समय एकदम. प्रभुपाद ओम छू मंत्र फिनिश all devotees. Sometimes devotees get this kind of thoughts. I personally, I heard from the devotees' mouth, I should get some siddhis and I will make everyone devotee. What is? Kya samajh rahe actually? Love is not a chamatkar actually. Love is natural actually. In Jivatma's heart, in every Jivatma, that potency is there, naturally loving the Krishna. So, but that should be awakened. That's all. That should be awakened means that has to be cultivated. So that is possible by Satam Prasangat Mama Virya Samvido. Just keep on studying the Bhagavatam enough. Regularly read the Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So regularly, by dedicatedly, so some opportunity you got, sit in the Govardhan and 10 hours, 15 hours discuss Bhagavatam. And thus, you'll be getting this all the love actually. Yes. Next verse, okay. You want to go to next chapter also. Janmaushadhi tapo mantrairyavatiriha siddhaya yogenapnoti ta sarva nanye yoga gatim vrajet.
Whatever mystic perfection can be achieved by good birth, herbs, austerities, and mantras can all be achieved by devotional service to me. Indeed, one cannot achieve the actual perfection of yoga by any other means.
Whatever you'll get by the following the different process in this whole world, all those things you can get by just simply bhakti. But still they don't want. Whatever mystic perfections can be achieved by good birth, herbs, austerities, and mantras can all be achieved by devotional service to me. That's the power of the devotion. Sarvasamapi siddhinam hetu patiraham prabhu aham yogasya sankhasya dharmasya brahmavadinam.
My dear Uttava, I am the cause, the protector and the lord of all mystic perfection, of the yoga system, of analytic knowledge, of pure activity, and of the community of learned Vedic teachers.
Hey Uddhav, I am everything. Hey Uddhav, I am the cause of all the causes. Sarva karana karana. I am the protector and the lord of all mystic perfections. All these mystic perfections are in my control. Okay? And also yoga system, all these 8 limbs and the analytical knowledge, everything is total, all the knowledge is in my control, and all the pure activities, everything. So I am the cause of everything. So that's why Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. That is said now in the previously. So Sharanagati, said or not? What is that sloka? Tasmad Yuddhava. What is that Sambalam rule? In the long time back, once upon a time, Krishna said, you take my shelter.
Yes, bro. That is, he said to Arjuna.
Are, not Arjuna, Uddhav also he said, where are you? Tasmad Yuddhava. Anyone remember? This went a long time discussion. Huh? Mamo, Mamo Arjita? Are, long time back he said, no. Tasmat tvamuddavotsrujya chodanam pratichodanam pravrittim cha nivrittim cha srotavyam srutameva cha. He said that, hey, Uddhava, leave all pravritti, nivritti, everything. Just here. Mamekameva sharanam atmanam sarvadehinam yahi sarvatma bhavena maya syahya kuto bhaya. Sloka number 12th chapter, 15th. What he is saying? Mam ekam eva sharanam. He said, Arjuna, not only Arjuna, Uddhava also. Tirumala, Mamekam, Eva, Sharanam. So there he is saying actually, okay. So ultimately he wants to say, hey, all these things, everything. Also he explained, na. So what is the Paramanu, how this universe, so manifestation, everything is coming from me, all siddhis, everything. Ultimately, he wants Sharanagati, complete, 100% Shraddha, Purna Shraddha, Ananya Bhakti. This is the point he wants to bring here. The Shraddha in our child. That's all. All sadhanas he will be discussing and merits. Finally, this nothing. The conclusion is this only. Ahamatmantaro bahyo navruta sarvadehinam yatha bhutani bhuteshu bahiranta swayam tatha.
Just as the same material elements exist within the outside of all material bodies, similarly, I cannot be covered by anything else. I exist within everything as the Supreme Soul and outside of everything in my all-pervading feature.
Yeah, everything is in me. I am in everything. This is my Aishwaryam. That is, it is my opulence. Hey, Uddhav, what is missing in me? Nothing. Everything is in me. So why you are so much worried? Surrender to me. Become my devotee. And Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. So what is? Why you are so much taking tension? Tirumala, for one dhoti and kurta, he will give everything. You take full shelter in the Lord. Okay. He will give. Actually, you will not desire. You will say that I don't want any dhoti and I will go without dhoti also. Why you are excited for dhoti kurta? Yeah, actually nothing. You should not hanker for anything. Everything always one should try to become the servant of the Lord. Lord Krishna in the entire basis of meditation of all yogis and philosophers, and here the Lord clarifies his absolute position. Since the Lord is within everything, one might think that the Lord is divided into pieces. However, the word anavrita or completely uncovered indicates that nothing can interrupt, disturb, or in any way infringe upon the supreme existence of the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead. There is no actual separation between the internal and external existence of the material elements, which continuously exist everywhere. Similarly, the supreme personality of Godhead is all pervading and is the ultimate perfection of everything. Thus end the bhakti purports of the humble servants of his divine grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, to the 11th canto, 15th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Krishna's Description of My Mystic Yoga Perfections. Okay, next chapter, 16th chapter. Okay, we'll go to the next 16th. Lord's opulence. In my life, first time without preparing, I am starting. Okay, the first time I prepared 0. Okay, I'll be starting. That's a vibhuti. Yes, just go. Yes. Huh? Commentaries are there? No commentaries, then we'll be running like anything. 11th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Yes. सेल्फ स्टडी एक बार पढ़ के चले जाए क्या? बस ओके ओके, जस्ट एटलीस्ट श्रीधर स्वामी क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं इतना तो देखेंगे एक बार. Anyway, you'll finish and then only you'll go. Don't worry, Prabhu. This much surety I will give for you. Okay? कितना श्लोक है इसमें? हाँ 40? बाप रे, फिर भी पढ़ेंगे. 44. अच्छा. ऐसे पढ़ सकते हैं. सो चैप्टर समरी ये है। पहले तो स्वामी जी क्या कह रहे हैं, बाप रे इतना लिख डालिए इसमें ने। षोडशे तु हरिर आविर्भाव, हरेः आविर्भावयुक्ता विभूतयः ज्ञान वीर्य प्रभावाद प्रभावादि विशेषेण उपवर्जिताः अंतश्चित्तेन आवश्यकम् अकृतात्मानाम् अतः तद्योग्याः प्राप्ते विभूत्यादीनि निरूपणम्। अंतश्चित्तेन मध्यानम् अशक्यम् अकृतात्मानम् अतः तद योग्यता प्राप्ति विभूतादि निरूपणम्। एवं तावन् नवाध्याय्याम् अष्टप्रश्न निरूपिताः। अच्छा, सो अंतश्चित्तेन मध्यानम् अशक्यम् अकृतात्मानम्, सो अतः तद योग्यता प्राप्ति vibhutyadi nirupanam. Same what I said, if someone, that means in the 13th chapter we have seen that, so yogi, ashtanga yogi should meditate on the paramatma in his heart. If he is not able to meditate on the paramatma, then where he should meditate? He should meditate on the virat, that means vibhutis of the Lord. So by meditating on the vibhutis of the Lord, then what will happen? Then he will be, his heart is purified, and then he can meditate on the Paramatma. So that's why he is explaining this chapter, vibhutis. That means for yogi, so to get his purification, so in his heart, so that he can meditate on the Paramatma. So for that purpose, vibhutis are being explained here. Evam tavan navadhyayastama prashna निरूपिता ब्रह्मत्व संभवे तावत् सप्तमादि चतुष्टये। सो बंध मुक्त्योः निर्धारे सद्भक्त्योश्च ततः परे द्वादशानन्तरं कर्म स कृति त्याग व्यवस्थितौ सो हंसेतिहासतः योगनिष्ठायां च त्रयोदशे श्रेयः साधन निर्धारे ध्याने चैव चतुर्दशे सो धारणा सिद्धि भेदे च प्रसंगेन निरंतरे उद्धव प्रश्नोत्तर दत्तम उत्तरम हरेण चोदितां सो षोडशे भूति विस्तारे द्वयोः वर्णाश्रम व्रते ज्ञानादि निर्णये चातो यमादीनां च निर्णये. So actually here Sridhar Swami is explaining what is explained in the what, which chapter. So Acha, okay. So different chapters, what is explained here till now is said. Bandha muktayostu nirdhare sadbhaktyoscha tatah pare. So you have seen in the, so 9th chapter tavan navadhyay yam ashta prashnaha nirupitaha. In the 9th chapter 9 questions are there. 9th chapter I was not there actually because I came from the 10th chapter. आप लोग बोलना चाहिए 9th chapter में क्या हुआ. नहीं बोलेंगे तो मैं कैसे बढ़ूंगा. 9th चैप्टर में क्या पूछे? 8 प्रश्न पूछे, कुछ पूछे हैं क्या? क्या है? In the 9th chapter what he said, what he asked actually, navadhyayi ashtama prashna, 8 questions are there. He said brahmatva sambhave tavat saptamadi chatushtaya. Okay, I don't know actually. In the 9th chapter what is there, I don't know, but he wrote that in the 9th chapter. But he is saying questions are there, 8 questions. Nasha? जो गोस्वामी क्या कह रहे हैं, टेकायाम नवा नवाध्याय्याम् इति सप्तमादि नवाध्याय्याम् इति ज्ञेयम्. So Saptamadi Navadhyaya. Navadhyaya means you should take 7 onwards 9. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Till 15. 7 to 15. Okay. Saptamadi Navadhyayam iti gneyam. Adi Shannam Ukta Tatparyatvat. Adi Shannam Ukta Tatparyatvat. Ashta Prashnan Nirupayati Brahmatveti Saptamadi Chatushtaya. Actually, he is clearly explaining actually, Jiva Goswami. What is happened till now actually. ये तो जानना ही पड़ेगा भाई, यदि बिना जान के आगे बढ़ेंगे तो माइंड खराब हो जाएगा. पढ़िए इंग्लिश
Text 1 to
हाँ, राम संदर्भा. अब इतना डिकोडिंग करने के लिए मुझे तो टाइम लगेगी. मैं तो स्पीच
The following is Sridhar Swami's analysis of the 11 cantos starting from chapter 7. In 9th chapter, starting with the 7, 8 questions are answered.
हाँ, कहाँ है 8 क्वेश्चंस कहाँ है बोलिए. 7th में पूछे हैं क्या कुछ?
Chapter 7 to 10. Sorry.
वो 8 क्वेश्चंस कहाँ हैं?
11 cantos starting from chapter 7. 7th chapter.
हाँ?
7th chapter.
7th chapter है. क्या पूछे? कौन पूछे?
In I think Uddhava asked this question. There is a question. Question were answered. Question were answered.
8 क्वेश्चंस वर आंसर ना प्रभु. 8 क्वेश्चंस कहाँ है? कौन है वो? ये बोल रहे हैं कि so he is saying that those ashta prashnan nirupayati. That means adi shannam ukta tatparyatvat ashta prashnan. See, in this tika, actually Navadhyaya is said, Sridhar Swami, that Navadhyaya means you should take from 7th chapter onwards to 9. That means 7 to 15. Okay. Saptamadi Navadhyayam iti gneyam. So Adi Shannam. So Adi Shannam means first 6. Shannam Ukta Tatparyatvat. So that means first 6 are the summary of the conclusion of the whatever the told. Conclusion of the told thing. That means Ashta Prashna Nirupayati. That means he is establishing the 8 questions. So what is that? Brahmatveti. It starts with the Brahmatva, that question. Actually. रुक गए गाड़ी. पहले चैप्टर्स हम नहीं पढ़े एक्चुअली, याद नहीं. ब्रह्मत्वेति सप्तमादि चतुष्टये. फर्स्ट 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. चतुष्टये दशम पर्यन्ते. That means till 10. ततः परे एकादशे निरन्तरे. So पंचदशे द्वयोः. सप्त अष्टदशयोः दस्योः द्वयोः. अतः सो ऊनविंशे तदनन्तरे एकविंशे चतुर्भिः षड्विंश पर्यन्तैः बन्धमुक्त्योः इति सदिति कर्मेति हंसेति श्रेयिति ध्यानयति धारणेति इति 8 प्रश्नः. भूति इति वर्णेति ज्ञानेति यमेति योगेनेति तत्वेति जन्मेति परेति क्रियेति ज्ञानेति तो संसारेति भक्ति इति विंशतिः. So इति विंशतिः सर्वेषां सर्ववैव मत्त एव इति सर्वासाम् अपि इत्यादिना पूर्वमुक्तं तत्श्रुत्वा प्राकृत अप्राकृत तद्वैभव कल करना ही पड़ेगा. हम नहीं करेंगे. I will not do. Will leave. बस I will prepare and come. मुझे आंसर बोलिए तब मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा. नहीं तो क्योंकि आचार्य दोनों लिख रहे हैं, मैंने इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट है एक्चुअली कुछ. एक्चुअली तब मैं पूरा पिक्चर आ जाएगा 7 to अभी तक जितना हुआ चैप्टर्स का आइडिया आ जाएगा. What he wants to say that will be clearly understanding. ओके करेंगे कल. बस अभी आधा घंटा में इतना भी करना अच्छा भी नहीं. चलिए. थैंक यू वेरी मच. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.